and also known as H.H. Monroe. This story indicates the childhood experience of Saki, which means the autobiographical alignment. Um, in this frost lumber room, Sahi lost his parents and he lived with his aunt. Here, the aunt did not give proper care to him. We all know that parents are the real lovers for a child. Um, uh, as I already said, the aunt did not give proper care, or she always be angry with him. In childhood, the children get naughty, and the naughtiness develop the creativity and knowledge of the children. If the parents punish them, the creativity will not be developed, and their knowledge will not increase. The parents and the caretakers should give proper care and freedom to the children. Um, it can build confidence, and it um, it develop the creativity, and it um, give the chance to learn more things. Uh, Here, the aunt did not give freedom, and she always be angry with him, and she always punished him. Uh, it is not a right thing for the child. Here, we can have a sympathetical manner on the boy. Uh, at the time period, this poem was written in 20th century, which was the time period of King Edwardian, and it was called as the King Edwardian era, who is the son of the Queen Victoria. At the time, there is a social thoughts and uh, uh, social thoughts that the children should obey the elders and give respect to them. Uh, uh, I can say that it is a right thing, but it is a right thing when the adults do the correct things and uh, being being soft with the children. But here the adults are not be that. They are very they are looking the children as in a punishment manner. So it is a right, it is not a right thing to do, because they are not the expected person. The And they are not did the things with the expectation of the children. Um, in the story, the protagonist is Nicholas. Uh, Here he is a brave boy, and he is always doing the activities in his own. He always like to search new things and uh, always being against to aunt, because the aunt is not give a proper love to him. So he did not concentrate uh, about the words of the aunt. Um, um, this story start with the cap uh, with that they have fun in the Yagbaro beach, and there is not Nicholas at the time, because he's in a discourage, um, because of his activity in the morning. Uh, in the morning, he refused to eat the wholesome bread. The wholesome mean the healthy. Uh, but you can ask why he uh, refused to eat the wholesome bread. He refused that there is a frog in it. And when he said it to the aunt did not uh, concentrate about it. Uh, she uh, she did not take care about it. And he tells it repeatedly. There is a frog in this plate, and he described it. But the aunt said, "Why are you speaking nonsense?" Uh, uh, Here, the poet described the adults as uh, older, wiser, and better people. Older describes the age, and the better, uh, the wiser means the knowledge and experience of them, and better means the nature of them, whether they are good or bad. Here he said why he is speaking nonsense, uh, but she did not look at the plate. It is not a right thing because she didn't look at the plate, and she is scolding Nicholas. But there is a frog in the plate, uh, uh, and he is describing that the colorings and the marking of the frog. Uh, he confidently said that there is a frog in the plate, but the aunt refused. So when the aunt see a frog in that plate, he got very angry, and we can have a question here: how is a frog to be in the plate of Nicholas? Uh, the answer can be this: because the Nicholas put the frog in his plate. Here it is a domestic part of the story because he put the frog in his plate, and he described the colorings of the frog. Uh, and when the aunt know that the Nicholas put the frog in that plate, uh, uh, Nicholas has disgrace of aunt. Um, Here, the Nicholas is a careful observer, as he is not in the group which has four members with aunt, which means his younger brother, his girl cousin, and his boy cousin. Uh, he is only there in the house, so he is very happy. We can think that he is feeling sad, but he is very happy at the time when they um, start to plan start to plan start to go to the Yagbaro beach. He said that the Bobby's shoes are tight, but you didn't take care of that. He asked repeatedly, why didn't he uh, said it um, said to it said it me already. He said that he said it already two times, but you didn't uh, give responsible. So it so it he will not enjoy the trip in Jagbaro. And at the same time, the girl cousin of Nicholas is uh, also sad. She is feeling of that. Um, at the When they went to the Jagbaro beach, Nicholas is being uh, being one person, and he has two options. That means one is he can go into the lumber room, or second thing is he can go into the gooseberry gardens. He thought about the gooseberry gardens, and in the gooseberry gardens he can uh, play, and he can get fruits and eat them, and he can have physical happiness. But in the lumber room, he can show the artworks and uh, be happy there. Because he thought he's always willing to know whether what is there in the lumber room. So he went into the lumber room and looked at the things in that place. He When he got into the place, he admired most. It is the first thing when he admired and he felt happy at that house. The things in the room and the pictures in the room were very beautiful, um, and it gave most happiness to him. But uh, he compare at the time the things at his house and the thing in the lumber room, which means storeroom. The in the house, the items in the house are very old and they are not sharp. But uh, the things in the lumber room are very beautiful and delight, and they give fortunate to him. So uh, he he got happiness at the time when they go to the Ledborough beach. And here Nicholas is a careful reader, and he's a mischievous boy. Uh, and he The aunt considered that the Nicholas is a troublemaker, but he was not a troublemaker. He seems to be a troublemaker with the activities of the aunt, because she uh, treat him uh, treat him angrily. So the intelligence and smartness of the child was looked at uh, naughty boy. So now we can um, uh, think about the aunt. Here, as Nicholas is the protagonist of the story, the aunt is the antagonist of the story, which means who is um, opposite to the uh, protagonist, and who has negative thoughts, and who is being negative. Um, Here the aunt is the small-minded person, and she's always consider about the obedient. If the pupil or if the children uh, didn't be obedient, she always punished them, and uh, she she refused them from the enjoyment that she has had. She always arrange uh, the picnics and joys for punish the people who punish the children who did something wrong. Uh, she always try to punish the children and mark their naughty activity, and she give harsh punishments and neglect them from the fun. Um uh, so that the aunt is known as the authoritarian aunt. She is unaware of needs and wants of the children. We can understand this from the incident which has had that Bobby's shoes were tight, but she did not consider about it, or she did not take any action to it. She had the full control, but she can uh, do um, uh, do proper works for the children, but she did not do that. Uh, she is a cruel person, as a cruel person when um, she fell into the water tank. At the time, she said Nicholas can go into the gooseberry garden, but when there is there is not a danger for her, she did not allow the children to the garden to play or have physical enjoyment. For her happiness, she did that. And at the time, uh, Nicholas remembered that she said that you can have strawberry jams, but uh, but when the children asked her a few days ago, she did not. She said that there is no strawberry jam in her with her. But Nicholas know that there are four jars in the cupboard. Um, a long time she could not see Nicholas in that house, and Nicholas is at the lumber room. Um, so she searched Nicholas for a while. Uh, she searched uh, and she said that I know that there are you. Where are you? Uh, but she is angrily told that, but she don't know where is he. But she said is harshly. Um, it means that she know that, and she will punish uh, if he do like this. But Nicholas smiled at the time because he know that he is in a safe place, and um, um, aunt can't give punishment to him because he is in safe, and she's telling to come out from the room. And um, and it is the smile after 20 years in the room, because there are no smile or anything for 20 years. Nick, we can think why Nicholas is only a person who always speak against um, the aunt, because he is doing his activity in his own. He is not being um, he is not being the child of the aunt. We Because she is not the real aunt for him. Uh, she is a stretch aunt for him, and the other children are scared about the aunt, so they didn't talk against the aunt. Here we have four themes in this poem. First is adults, children, and power. Here we have already talked about the adults and children, but if we consider about the power, at the beginning of the story, the aunt has the powers, and she has the she did her activities in her own, and the children should obey her rules. But uh, in the ending part of the story, the power contrast is changing to the Nicholas, because she is in a danger, and Nicholas is the one person who can help her in from the danger. And the second one is the imagination, and the third one is the morality and hypocrisy. Morality means the good things, and the hypocrisy means the bad thing. So here the morality person is Nicholas, and the hypocrisy person is the aunt, because Nicholas is not giving punishments or doing the activities wrong, but he is doing the activities right, but the aunt is punishing him and punish the children and treat them improperly. So we can consider Nicholas as a morality person, and the aunt as a hypocrisy person. And the fourth one is world of convenience versus the natural world. The world of convenience um, means the thoughts of the society and uh, the expectation. But the nature world is our thoughts, which what is our thing of that incident. Here in this prose, we can have the vivid imagery, which means that the we can look at the incident with our eyes, which can also said as the visual imagery. Uh, it is a robust imagination, which is a strong imagination. Um, Here, the children should do the activities in their own, and the naughtiness give the creativity and uh, develop the creativity of the adult of the children. So be naughty with creativity. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Thank you, Abhinav, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I call Sharamadi to talk about the lumber room.
Hello everyone. I'm going to speak about the lumber room short story by Saki. First of all, let me give the subtopics that I'm going to present about the story, about a small explanation about the story, about antagonist, about protagonist, about aunt, and about the themes and the literary devices, and the conclusion. Firstly, if we take a look at the story, The Lumber Room is written by Saki. Uh, it is a classic short story which indicates about a clever boy and his guardian aunt. Um, and in this story, it indicates that the boy likes to seek the lumber room with his naughtiness and the nature of obedience and um, the limitation of worldview of adults and limitation of children children's view. Parents are the real lovers of children. None other than parents can love and give proper attention to their children. Um, this Lumber Room short story is an autobiographical short story which is written by Saki, emphasizing his own childhood experiences. So here, Lumber Room means a place where old and new furnitures which are not in use are kept. Okay, now let me explain about the short story in a brief manner. Yeah, it's a fine morning. The members in the household were having their breakfast, but suddenly Nicholas started to scream and refused to eat, saying that there is a frog in his wholesome bread and milk basin. Older, wiser, and better people told him that there is no possibility for a frog for being in his food basin. but he continued to refuse to eat and complain with describing it with colorations and markings on the frog. As much as the adults say him that there is no possibility and to eat, he refused. But surprisingly, there was a frog in his food basin. This dramatic incident was held by Nicholas. That he put the frog in his food basin by himself. Taking it from the garden. Nicholas asked the aunt that you say that there is no possibility for a frog to be in the food basin, but there is a frog. He repeated it again and again. So this makes the aunt angry, and the aunt arranged a special treat in Sands in Jackborough for other children as punishing Nicholas for his behavior. This was usual habit of the aunt that making special treats to the children to give punishment to the particular child from getting fun. So next, let me talk about the narrator. Here, the Lumber Room's narrator is Hector Hook Munro, but he is well known by his pet name Saki. He was born on December 18th in 1870. He was well known as the master of short story. He wrote this short story in the childhood experience he got. Um, um, Hector Hope Munro is a British writer and he passed away on 13th November in 1916. Next, let me introduce about the protagonist of this short story. According to this short story, Nicholas is considered as the hero of this short story. Due to some reason, Nicholas is sent to his aunt and raised by his aunt. In that household, including him, he and there are three children in under the control of aunt. Nicholas is considered as Nicholas is a young mischievous boy. Nicholas is not much interested into being socialized. He doesn't seem to be attached more with the other children like his little brother, his girl cousin, and his boy cousin. Not as other children, but Nicholas actively repel the punishments and rules against the um, arrogant, irresponsible aunt. Nicholas is considered as a bold boy in a way. We can understand that Nicholas is a lonely soul as he doesn't invite any other children to enter the lumber room so that he can enjoy on his company in the lumber room. For this entrance in the lumber room, he has done everything carefully, and he had constructed a plan to execute. He has planned to get undistracted from him and the children out from the household. And he had also practiced to turn a key in a lock so he can enter into the lumber room. So these are some evidence that show his intelligence, creativity, and naughtiness. As he observed every single tiny objects in the lumber room with its um, appearances, here we can understand that he is a great observer. So all we can understand from Nicholas' character is children get smarter and smarter through their naughtiness. When parents put restrictions towards children's naughtiness, their ability to think, their ability to create and to imagine will be destroyed. Then when we look at the aunt's character, aunt is known as the antagonist of the story. She is not only responsible for all the not only responsible for Nicholas, but also for the other three children in the household. She is mostly described as irresponsible, careless, arrogant guardian to the children. So she actually expect the children to obey her without questioning. But Nicholas is actually opposite for her expectations. If anyone asks questions or uh, does anything in a way of disobeying her, she will invert any harsh punishments to exclude them from getting fun. So she is often cruel to the children. She is unaware about children's needs, well-beings, and priorities, but she always focuses on all her energy on getting obedience from the children in a harsh manner. For instance, when the children went to Sans in Jack Barrow, the aunt said to Nicholas that they are going to get fun, but you are not going to. The Nicholas said back to her that Bobby is not going to actually enjoy the day. So she asked why, what's the reason? Nicholas said that his shoes are really tight. So she asked again that why you didn't say me this before. Nicholas then said that you are not actual. You don't listen when we say important things. So here we can understand the carelessness and unaware character of the aunt. Next, let me talk about the literary devices used in this poem, in the short story. The poet uses imagery, which is clearly visualize the parts of the story by creating strong mental picture. So here, the visual imagery of lumber room and gooseberry garden is visualized to the reader as Nicholas look all the things in the lumber room, and it is known when he say about the colorings and markings in the frock. Next, allegory is used, which is a story that used to represent a general message about the real life issue. You can understand that the poet used this story to express the power of adults and power of children in the society. So next, irony. Here, situational irony is used. Next, a new kind of literary devices that juxtaposition, which means creating clear a picture of characteristic of one object or idea of comparing it with another. Juxtaposition is used when the poet used it when comparing the characteristics of Nicholas with other children in the household. Next, metaphor. Metaphor indicates an idea, action, or object described in non-literal term. So here, there is no frog. Uh, the older people say that there is no frog, but there was a frog. So this can be the fact can be the metaphor of this short story. The short stories for themes are the adult's world versus children's world. Adults have different kind of view towards the world, and the total view towards the world by children are totally different. The power of adults. Here, children do not have any kind of power, but adults have power and decision making power. Next, the naughtiness of children. Through naughtiness only, the children can improve their skills, creativity. The relationship between who have power and who don't subjected to power. Yeah, well, in our society, who have power are more most important people, and who don't have power are like slave in our society. So as a conclusion about the world of adults and kids, There is a far difference between adults and kids. View towards world from adults are completely different, and the view from children are completely different. Um, from for adults, narrator describe them like older, wiser, better people. Only make decisions with the experience they got on their life. They have limitations. They create their own limitations and argue that their claims are fully true, but their decisions are not to be always correct. Some claims can be changed according to the change of time. When we take a look at the children, most of them are using their imaginary power to escape from the reality like Nicholas did to escape from his reality. Children become more creative, more intelligent, and more smart, and more happier when they start to do naughtiness. But also, some kids have no fortunate to do naughtiness as they are raised by any other strange people or the children who live and raise in orphanages. So there is a creativity and imaginary power is being stopped. So from the lumber room, we can end up with three conclusions. Not always the others are right. Yeah, it is right. Sometimes maybe children can be right at making decisions, and others not always adults are clever. Not all children are full. Third one, the kids should be treated in positive manner. So thank you for hearing me.
Thank you, Saimadi, for your marvelous presentation. Next, I call Sadurchika to talk about the lumber room. Next, I would like to call Arivarsan to talk about the evening star.
Good evening, all of you. I am here to talk about the poem "To the Evening Star" by the poet William Blake. William Blake is the early romantic who viewed the nature uh, in a different way. And next, we go to the line by line analysis. In the first In Greek and Roman mythology, each planet expert Earth named as a god. To the evening star, which is named as a god, the planet Venus is the goddess for the love, beauty, and fertility. In the first line, the poet personified the Venus as the angel